Yo, what is up, guys? I'm doing another little short video. This is gonna be a little different than the 9th gen. Working on my car. We're gonna go ahead and try to fix this AC cable that is coming like faulty from factory. Maybe a few of you that have 2016 Toyota Tacoma are having the same issue as far as your AC cable. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So right under where your glove compartment is, and this is, I don't know, this specific car is a 2016 Toyota Tacoma. I think it's the limited edition or something like that, but it should work for all. If you look under here, this is where your AC plug goes connected, and if you can see here, that cable that's yellow is actually supposed to be white, so it's like burnt out. We went ahead and replaced this plastic clip, and when I replaced it, I noticed the old one had those burnt terminals. So this plastic piece from the factory is about 10 bucks, and then I wanted to replace this actual cable, because if you run it up along, you can see how it's like yellowish, and then it turns like white. It's a white cable, but it's for whatever reason it's like yellow. Sorry, I lost focus. Yeah, so what I'm gonna go ahead, there you go, you can see it a lot better now. You see how it's like brown to yellow to white, how it's supposed to be. So I also got the terminals that came with the factory wire, so you don't have to go buy wire either. That was like 16 bucks. So we're just gonna go ahead and swap these out. I'm gonna cut it from right here because I want to reuse this clip, and I'm gonna show you guys how I prep the actual cables. So this is the cables that come from Toyota dealer itself. They'll go right into that plastic plug. So all I did was buy some butt connectors that you can get from AutoZone or anything like that. And also you can heat shrink these, but I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more heat shrink just as a protection. This is the part number for those actual cables that come with the terminals. The only thing you'd have to look up is the plastic piece, but all that should be no less than like 26 bucks to replace that. And yeah, that should fix the issue as far as the AC going in and out. Like if you go over bumps, like it's a bad connection because that cable's burnt out. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace that. Now I've already set these up so that the butt connectors are already in. I already like clamped them down, and all I'm gonna do now is heat shrink them and go cut the other cables off. You reinsert it, snap those in, put some heat shrink on it, and then I'll show you guys the final product. So it's a very simple job to do. I'm sure if you take it to the dealer, they're gonna charge you, hundreds of dollars just because it is electrical work. And then also just make sure before you start anything electrical, as far as like snipping cables, you wanna remove that negative terminal on your battery. So yeah, let's get started, and I'll show you guys the final product. All right, guys, so I was able to find the old connector that I replaced. So this is the part number for that one, and again, this is for a 2016 Toyota Tacoma. As you can see, I mean, this is all black wire, so don't even pay black tape, so don't pay attention to that. This is what I was talking about as far as like the terminal being burnt on the inside. And again, I snipped the wire, and as you can see it a lot better now. So this is where it was burnt, and this is the new plastic housing. So we're gonna go ahead and take those off. So all I did was snip it from the bottom, so I can reuse the plastic clip that's there, and I'll go ahead and show you that as well. Just go in here, and this is what it looks like now. So I didn't want to remove this piece because this clip actually goes in there to kind of make it more secure. As far as like, let me see if I can show you. Right in there, it goes into this little hole right there, and that's what plugs in over there. So all I did was snip it from a little above. You can just pull this back and take off the black tape, snip the cables. I'm gonna go ahead and strip those and connect it to the butt connectors, and yeah, that should be easy as 1, 2, 3. So I just wanted to show you guys how it looks. And then another thing too, I know there's not a lot of videos out there as far as removing these terminals out of here, but it's fairly easy. If you flip it over, I can show you on this one a lot better. If you see this little plastic clip, now this is where you would unhook it from. If you flip it over, you would get a little pry tool, which I use this little pick that's here. You pry this up, and then once you do that, this little plastic piece will pop right out. And then if you look on the inside, over here where the terminals are connected. So if you look here, let me see if you can see it. There's like a little plastic piece that's like holding them in. You can see it a lot better on this side. Focus. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I'm trying to focus it as much. Come on. Yeah, there it is. So that little plastic piece that's there on top, you're gonna go ahead and pry that up as you're pulling back on the cable, and that would loosen the terminal, but you gotta make sure you take this plastic piece off first. So I'm gonna do that first so you see how it looks. All right, cool. Okay guys, so I went ahead and took one of the cables out. I just wanted to show you guys. So you pop that out, that little clip looks just like this, and this piece goes right in there and just pushes in. So you have to get the pry tool behind it on this side and just very gently pull up, and then it'll expose the terminal like that. And then as you can see, that plastic piece, you're gonna pry up as you're pushing in or pulling the cable back, and it will loosen that cable and that terminal will pop right out. So this terminal we're gonna replace with one of the new ones. Now they're both yellow, the ones that come from factory. So you're just gonna have to remember that if you're holding the clip like this, the white goes to the left, and this is the clip that loosens it. So white goes to the left and the black goes to the right. So just make sure you guys don't forget the placement. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other cable, tie the butt connectors, and show you the final product. Okay guys, so I got both cables out, put the new ones in. I went ahead and pushed that clip back in. As you can see, they're sitting flush, and you will hear them snap in when they do go in. So now all we're gonna do is strip the cable coming from factory harness and put them inside the butt connectors, heat shrink them, and plug it back in and put the housing, that plastic housing, back on it. So it's very easy to do. You know, it's been happening with a lot of these trucks lately, and I guess factory or headquarters started making these terminals since they have been going bad. It's very simple to do. Like I said, shouldn't take you more than like 10 minutes to do this little job. You just got to be very careful as far as like taking them out. You don't want to break the plastic housing, especially if it's still good. If it's burnt out, I would just go ahead and replace it like this one is. So these are the new cables with the new housing, and yeah, let's get that installed. All right guys, so I've already done the butt connectors. I heat shrinked the actual butt connectors, so just make sure you remember that the white cable goes on the right side of the plug under the clip, and of course the black on the right. So now I'm just gonna roll these heat shrinks over them and get that pretty much done, and then connect it, put the terminal from the battery back on, and turn the AC on, and we shouldn't have this more issue. But if it does happen again, it should be a quick fix. So yeah, let's give that a try. Let me go ahead and heat shrink these and connect everything back together, and I'll let you know what's up. All right guys, so I got the heat shrink on, I connected it back. I actually like that I left a little bit more slack. Like I just went all the way to where I seen the cable was completely white instead of like that tarnished color. And I'm kind of glad I did this because of the fact that now the cables have a little bit less like bend at that right angle. So they should last a little bit longer. So they'll probably be in like that with this clip back in its place as well. Should be right there. So I'm just gonna wait till the heat shrink kind of cools down a little bit more. Then I'll put that plastic cover on it and connect everything back. So all I need now is just to connect the negative terminal, and we should be good to go. So. All right guys, so negative cables is connected. Let me show you guys the final product. All right, so plastic covers back in, your clips pop back in, cable is in, and I like that it left a little bit of slack so it doesn't have that right angle like I said. All right, so moment of truth. Let's get the keys, and if everything goes correctly, this car should be blowing AC. Ready? Let's turn this on, full blast, and I can feel it. So there you go, man. It's a simple fix. I really don't know what the dealer is going to charge you guys to do this. So I hope this video helps those that are having the same issues, so you guys can see that it's a very simple install with 26 bucks in like parts. So yeah, I hope this guys helps. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and continue to stick around for more videos. Appreciate y'all. Peace.